stage with a gun and shoots him in the head?
Come again?
Would you stand on the stage with a real gun and shoot him in the head?
You are trying your luck.
I'm asking for a question.
You are trying your luck.
What's that?
You are trying your luck because, my lord, this question is asking me about is before court. It's on another court. He's trying his luck now.
It's a simple question. You can say yes or no.
Yes. This matter you are asking
Okay,
me.
sorry, yes, Mr. Gasibota.
Your Lordship, I think the point is clear. Can't persist with that line of question, honestly.
Well, the witnesses said that they find guns that they think is and not use real guns. So I'm asking a simple question, which is whether he would use a real gun on stage. Yes or no?
But to what extent would his answer seem to be there is another case related to the shooting of a gun? To what extent does the answer he gives prejudices or may prejudice whatever is happening in the other court case?
Does he want to say that he doesn't want to incriminate himself? That might be an answer you give that.
Yes, Mr. Gasibota.
Your Lordship, whatever form of an answer gives is prejudice, regardless what the response is. The matter is life before court. We're talking self-incrimination, fundamental constitutional rights here. The answer is clear. I will not answer the question posed before another court. However, it raises the question if it relates to the merits of that or has an implication to it, it can't be a part to answer the question.
You see, sorry, I beg your pardon, Mr. Oppenheimer. My concern is sitting here, and this is a matter that may require a serious interrogation, because the essence of the answer he's given is, I'm not going to answer that question because that issue is before another court. Sitting in this court, being a different court to the ordinary courts, what crosses my mind is how do I interrogate that issue? And to what extent could the court be blamed for if it permits the question to go through and the answer be given? Because we don't know what answer he's going to give. And the consequence thereof result in the complication of prejudice. And I may be incorrect, but the sense I get, it's referring to a criminal case. Well, you see also there we now confronted with a situation where this court doesn't apply the same standard as the standard that would be used in that court. That court uses a very high standard. And this court uses ordinarily a much relaxed standard. In fact, much relaxed than even the ordinary civil court. Aren't we running into the risk of compromising certain constitutional rights?
Well, a lot of witnesses are. They said, we don't use real guns on stage because we are engaged in the Robert metaphor. Now, I asked them a simple question, which is, would you use a real gun on stage? Now, at this juncture, you can say there are court proceedings on that very issue. And on that basis, I would answer it.
That's what he has said. I thought, but maybe he didn't put it in those. That's my interpretation of what he said. But maybe let's just get him to put it properly on the record there and permit me to put the question to the witness. Mr. Malema, you've been asked the question as to whether you would use the gun if you're on a stage. Now, you've suggested that the answer is obvious because there's a going case. Are you suggesting by that you wouldn't want to answer the question, or you're giving an answer that may require somebody to interpret?
The criminal case is before the East London Magistrate Court, and his clients are involved in that matter, where they are alleging that I shot a firearm on the stage in an open space where there was public. Whatever answer I give here will have implications on that matter. And he's asking it knowing that there is such a matter before the court. So I will not be answering the question.
Okay, thank you very much. So that's a lot of those. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Nana.
Now, we spoke earlier about you embracing the Constitution, is that correct?
Yes.
But Chapter 9 institution.
Absolutely.
Now, the Human Rights Commission was tasked with this question to determine whether the song Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer amounts to hate speech. And I'd like to read you what their finding is and some of their reason. The final determination was the slogan, Kill the Farmer, Kill the Boer, as chanted at the ANC rally in Kimberley and at the funeral of Peter Mokaba in Polokwane, is hate speech as defined in terms of section 16(2)(c) of the Constitution. And that tribunal held the slogan under consideration as appeal was chanted at high-profile functions organized by the African National Congress, a ruling party in this country. These events and the chanting of the slogans were widely publicized. There can be no doubt that the slogan, given its content, its history, and the context in which it is chanted, will harm the sense of well-being, contribute directly to a feeling of marginalization, and adversely affect the dignity of Afrikaners. The slogan says to them that they are still the enemy of the majority of the people of this country. It contributes to alienation of the target community and conveys a particularly divisive message to the majority of the community that the target community is less deserving of respect and dignity. This generalized slogan is directed against an entire community of people. Words convey meanings, and due to cause hurt and injury, there is a real likelihood that the slogan causes harm. What is your view on the finding of the Human Rights Commission?
Hey, you read long things.
Sorry, I beg your pardon.
So thank you, my lord. The first problem is that is one of many other findings of the very same institution on the same subject matter. What is put to the witness is one version, not the second version, which found the exact opposite of what is being suggested. So just one.
Hold on a second, just answer the question.
Sorry.
The implication is that there's a second version. This is the appeal tribunal. This is the higher authority. The implication is being drawn is that unless they the witness by reading something that is not a rule,
Mr. Gasibuta?
I insist, Your Lordship. There are two decisions coming from this process which vary, and one version is given to the client, to the witness. That's the first prejudice. The second